Oh, the weather outside is frightful.
But inside is so delightful.
It's Christmas in July.
Let's review.
Let's review.
Let's review.
Want more?
Look for
Season 4.
Bum.
Bum.
That's right, folks. Another day, another dollar, another year, another Christmas in July. This is our first half Christmas in July, but we've still kind of like managed to get ourselves, like we're just barely scraping by. We're just barely making it out, but we're doing it, folks. We're doing it. We're uploading them all before July, and this is our second year that we have done a finale that's themed around All in the Family Dragon, because season 2, of course, we did the Draft Dodger in season 2 for All in the Family, which was a lighter episode, but then we also did Edith's breast cancer scare as the finale for season 2. And here we have Edith's Crisis of Faith. Dragon, I've got to say, this is an amazing piece of television right here. I'm blown away by this piece of television. This is up there. I mean, it's obviously not as holly jolly and like, oh, look how warm and fuzzy it is as Garfield is, but this was a powerful 50 minutes of television, Dragon. This was powerful stuff. Oh man. Like watching this, it's just so obvious why All in the Family is like such a landmark show, watching episodes like this.
Oh yeah, it's Norman Lear writing at its finest here.
Mm-hmm. So anything to set up with this, Dragon? Because we're in season 8. This is a season 8 episode, so.
Yes, well, thankfully this one, there's not a whole lot to set up, just the fact that, okay, at this point, season 6, Gloria and Mike had their son Joey, and now, like, a year or so has probably passed, and, Joey's like a toddler at this point, very young.
Uh-huh.
And, again, it's pretty, aside from that, the detail that now Mike and Gloria have a kid and they're living across, basically they're living in the Jeffersons' house now. The Jeffersons moved out for their spinoff. So
right.
Those are the two details that really just you need to be caught up on. Just so you know, I've always had this one in kind of like in the quiver for All in the Family, because I knew when we were getting to the holiday specials, we'd save this one for, if not last, and definitely when we get up there.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
All right, and then just to put into context for me, Dragon, we have something with we have this Beverly character right at the beginning, who of course is going to be a huge central focus of the episode.
Yes, I should probably explain Beverly.
Please do.
So very, very simply, Beverly only appeared in 3 episodes, and Beverly's very simple concept. There's a famous episode of All in the Family, of course, All in the Family, and this is like in their early seasons, if not maybe season 3 this happened. It was early on. It was, of course, they love pushing the envelope, and the idea was that Archie had a woman was, if not having a heart attack, she was like having breathing points. She was like, she needed CPR in the back of his taxi cab, which he was driving a taxi cab on the side. And, it was like he's moonlighting as taxi driver. And basically, this woman, what he thought was a woman in the back seat, needed CPR, and he saved her life, and she was very grateful. But what Archie didn't know, what everyone else was painfully aware of, is that it was again, Edith will still in the update, which you got that she was actually a he who liked to dress as a she.
Oh yeah.
And of course, that was pushing the envelope back in the day. And basically, it was kind of a message of she was a performer who did a cross-dressing act.
Yeah, right. And I don't want to go down the rabbit hole of gender identity, because I kind of let's just say that's something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The point is,
right,
she was. This was All in the Family attacking kind of transvestism, if I'm saying the vernacular of that one, right?
Like kind of that's I mean it's it's more transsexual, but anyways,
right.
Again, it's a touchy personal subject with me.
Anyway, the point is that was just kind of like that was kind of the subject they're tackling there. They brought her back one other time. It's just like it's called Beverly Rides Again. I can't quite remember what the ins and outs of that one are. It's just like, hey, remember this character from that really historic episode of All in the Family? She's back. And the idea is that the family had like when she showed up, Archie was like always a little bit uncomfortable. But the family always kind of massaged him out there, because he got to know that Beverly was really a nice person. Archie getting over his bigotry one step at a time, and again, he kind of gets to that place of like he's he's still bigoted, but he thinks he's understanding, and he doesn't mean any harm by it. Of course, as a finale to Beverly's story right here. This is always the kind of the big ending for her.
Yeah, I mean, my God, you know, what a way to. Whew. Let's just dive into it, man. This episode is heavy. Oh man, I mean, this episode is like basically to the level of what I would expect a good 13 Reasons Why Christmas special to be like, which is not what I pitched. Not saying anything against your special, Dragon, just saying, you know, 13 Reasons Why. Anyways. So we start with Edith, and, you know, she's cheery. She's singing around the holidays, you know, in her usual cheery self, which, of course, is going to kind of transition as we go through the episode.
Yes. So after he's singing, she's hanging mistletoe. You know, bumps her finger for a bit there. Gloria enters from across the street. You know, Edith shows Gloria a surprise in the paper that Beverly LaSalle is playing Carnegie Hall, which is a big honor. Carnegie Hall, that's the big, you know, top of the tops right there. It's a big time. Playing at Carnegie Hall, December 27th, a few days after Christmas. And then Edith's playing a little guessing game. Hilarious guessing game. Gloria here, where Eugene Stapleton is always so wonderful as a youth bunker, and the way she just kind of infuses that childlike wonder of this. Guess who's upstairs getting ready and putting on a dress? Is it Beverly LaSalle? You guessed it. Descends down the stairs. I started a dream. It just makes a grand entrance and have a really well detailed dress. It's like it's like a nice looking dress, like this big old feathered boa thingy.
I got it from the best dressmaker in the whole world, Mr. Florence. Oh, Mr.
Who is she?
Florence, is that a he or a she?
Yes. Gloria saying she'll explain to her mother later.
All right.
Let's see. So Gloria has to get home to watch Joey because just stopping over for a bit, and they're right across the street. So she's heading back over. She reminds again, we're setting up events here. This is kind of again from a storytelling perspective. All in the Family's always been really tight knit with this sort of stuff. It's very one act play.
That's a good way to put it for sure.
Very kind of theatrical. It's always kind of with a main set piece, and sometimes you go to a different house. There's always like a house is your main set piece, right? One locational set for majority of the episode, and setting things up like a play, like Act 1's here, and of course Act 3 we're going to be. And we're also going to be coming back here, but let's play the short game in a moment here. So basically, Gloria, she sets up that. Hey, don't forget you and Daddy are coming over tomorrow for Christmas Day. Basically coming over later to decorate the tree. Sorry, coming over to decorate the tree. Invites Beverly. Beverly can't because she has to prepare for the show and everything. And of course, the idea is like Gloria and Edith. They like to kind of Gloria, Edith, and Beverly are kind of these Queen-esque kind of like these fun like they're quoting really anonymous things. You're like, all right, yeah. Yeah, Queen, yeah.
Yeah, Queen, yeah.
Probably some stuff from Broadway, I'd imagine, for some of that, but I can't quite place all the references that are kind of dropping on each other anyway.
That's one of the things with All in the Family is that it is very stooped in the time period that it's set in, and so I feel like some of the references are like, okay, I know that's a reference to something, but it kind of goes over my head. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So Edith never went to Carnegie Hall. She's telling Beverly here, but she went to Robert Hall. Went to Robert Hall once to get Archie a suit.
Yep.
Never Carnegie. I love this too. It's showing kind of we imply a lot of like a friendship between Beverly and Edith. Well, because even if you haven't seen the other ones, you get a sense of kind of the friendship they've had kind of off.
You do, yeah. That's one of the things the episode does set up very well, for sure.
Like this idea, like just in the scene, you can see her doing these very familiar things. She's playing like the little boa thing, and then really nice bit here where Beverly invites Edith and Archie to the Carnegie Hall show. Invites the whole family actually, but Edith especially.
Mm.
And this is nice here. I really love this on the rewatch. I never really caught this. That who better to invite than the man who saved my life and his wonderful wife and family. What's really nice there is we're setting up a little reminder, again, like a little tease here, but this really is kind of the send-off for Beverly in so many ways. It's reminding okay how she was introduced here, but at the same time, it's the man who saved my life, which I believe motivates Beverly's actions in the episode. What we hear about what happened to Beverly, I think that little detail,
I could see that for sure,
is why she does what she does, which of course seals her fate. I believe it's like in remembrance of what Archie did for her. That's why she does what she does. Aside from being a good person, I think that might be a underlying factor, which I thought was kind of a clever little. I'm reading into a little thing there. So,
pretty tight storytelling, because I got right into the okay, so Archie saved her life. I could imagine how that awkwardness would play out, even if I didn't see the episode. All right, I'm up to speed.
Yeah, let's see. So Beverly, Edith is saying, sit down, talk to me while I prepare for dinner. In this dress, you'll have wall-to-wall foam rubber. It's a Betty Davis reference. At least I think that's Edith.
That joke went right over my head. Right over my head. See the joke?
Well, that's the thing.
Here's the joke. Whoop.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I think Edith thinks it's a Betty Davis reference, and I think it's not because just anyway.
I mean, I get the whole thing about oh yeah, sitting down in a dress. Yeah, I get that, but
it's dropping all the references.
Kind of perplexes me.
Foam rubber, like all the padding and the dress was all over the place. That's the. Anyway.
Oh, okay. All right, fair enough.
Okay, so Archie's gonna be so surprised to see you, and then of course, Beverly's no slouch. Again, the really cool thing about Beverly is that, again, she's not like painting Archie to be like this understanding figure. She's always like whoever the kind of the bigoted target of Archie is always smarter than Archie is. That's always kind of the saving grace of the show. That means you can do whatever you want with Archie as long as there's no victims with Archie. Mm-hmm. It's always like they're victimizing Archie to an extent.
This is kind of jumping ahead a little bit, but one of the subtle things I noticed with Archie in the episode is he's one of the only people in the family who consistently calls Beverly a she.
Yes.
And that to me I kind of took that as while Archie isn't the most comfortable with Beverly, he's at least trying to cater to her. You know what I mean? Like he's trying to be polite. So I don't know that, like I said, that's a subtle little thing I kind of picked up on. Anyways.
Right. Okay, let's see. So
we have this great bit where Edith invites Beverly to dinner, but you don't have to wear a dress. You don't have to get dressed up. You better not. I love how serious.
And
right there. You better not.
We have a really sweet bit here. Oh my, this is heart melting for you folks. Is that Edith has an early surprise Christmas gift for Beverly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my career's built on surprises. Again, Beverly's just so ecstatic and so happy-go-lucky.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. So we have a scrapbook of basically what Edith has given Beverly is a scrapbook of Beverly's reviews from all the papers, basically the shows she's been putting on that has led, and other shows in her career that has led to the Carnegie Hall moment, which is really a nice gesture.
Right. Let's see. Edith kind of makes a reference to Sammy J. Davis Jr.
That's probably one of the most famous All in the Family episodes. One of my favorites, honestly. But it's
also Lena Schweizauer, whose niece did a commercial for Bear Breath.
It's kind of poking fun at the fact that celebrities have been in the bunker house listing Sammy Davis Jr. Then this very obscure, not really celebrity, but right. This woman's niece was in a commercial once. Oh. Then we have this again. Beverly's just really touched by the gift. Oh, Edith, yeah. Basically, they say to each other, "You're like a sister to me," and then Edith says, "You're like a sister or a brother." Again, she's not quite certain how to nail it down there. Like sister or brother to me too. Then Archie enters. Archie enters. They're in the kitchen, so again, he can't see Beverly there. So Archie enters. Of course, no Edith agrees. So Archie's in a mood. Archie's entering, and he's awaiting dinner as he always does when he comes home from work.
Mm-hmm.
You got a surprise for you. You're not cooking in your underwear again, are you? And I just love this, that Edith, here's a little bashful. She kind of explains to Beverly, it was one of those really hot days.
Oh, God. Right.
Close your eyes, Archie. Archie's closing his eyes. It's just like, okay, get on with it. I want to eat now. Eat. And then Beverly plays a little game of Guess Who by kissing Archie on the forehead with like a really thick lipstick, so it leaves like
Big
an
old
impression
kiss
on it.
mark.
Oh, it's just funny. So Archie, you'll notice like he puts his head back and he feels the rubber from the, he guesses. Let me guess, it's Beverly LaSalle. Oh, yeah.
Oh, doesn't Beverly look beautiful, Archie? Oh, yeah, you look beautiful. Oh, holy gee.
And basically, Archie's there are a lot of really great. Again, the rewatch, this thing holds up tremendously well. Archie kind of has this line. Again, he has kind of these nonchalant lines here, but it seems like it's classic Archie-isms. But actually, they foreshadow Beverly's fate, and it's really tragic.
When he says you're lucky that you got here alive. Oh boy, yeah.
I know, yeah. Again, it's like wonderful sense of dramatic irony to an extent.
For sure.
So she was just modeling it here. Archie tries to bow out of going to the Carnegie Hall show and says it's not. Look, again, not. But is it dirty?
Oh, is that what he says? Dirty? I'm sorry.
Yeah, is it dirty? No, it's sophisticated, Archie.
Oh, so it's real dirty.
Yeah, you'll love it. So Beverly's going to change. Let's see, she's going to change. Don, we now are gay apparel. Again, just kind of taking her fun shots at Archie there just by saying on the way up. A little bit of dick goals. Yeah,
so Edith's telling Archie that she invited Beverly to Christmas dinner, and Archie, he's a little upset. He gets a little riled up here.
Of course, we have the semantics here. Oh, by the way, he had a really good line after she went upstairs. Well, after Beverly went upstairs. Looks like Howard Cosell and drag.
Yeah, and you see, I kind of yada past that line because I have no idea who Howard Cosell is.
Really? No, the sportscaster.
Whoop.
Anyway.
Do I look like a man who watches sports in my Nickelodeon shirt? I'm surprised you know who this guy is.
It's the fact that he's parodying animation a lot. That's the thing. It's like, and I can't believe it, folks. I cannot believe it. Every time I hear someone speaking like that, that's a Howard Cosell reference.
Okay, I mean, I've heard that voice before. I don't know the name to the voice, so you learn something every day on Christmas in July, folks. Anyways.
Okay, let's see. And then we have like this little bit of semantics here where I do not want I do not want her. It's him, Archie. Him, whatever, to come to Christmas dinner. Again, we're some sad foreshadowing here. She's all alone. He's all alone, Archie, and
this is definitely the most harsh that Archie gets in the episode. And I got to admit, it kind of maybe just a tad bit uncomfortable. Like,
again,
she has no family. They all ran away from her, and oh no, they all died. Yeah, they died of shame. I'm like, ooh, that's a little harsh. That's a little too harsh.
I don't know. I think it's played enough like a joke, and of course we don't know what's going to happen. That's why it's still like
right. Like I said, it's just just of course the real life transgender issues going on right now. It's I don't know, maybe a tad bit uncomfortable, but it's fine. That was like the only let's just say I was nervous about the subject matter when we were going into it. Like when I saw that's what the episode was about, and that was like the only moment where I was like, oh, I'm a little bit uncomfortable about this. Other than that, it was fine.
Right. I don't want to get boiled down the semantics of that because I think it's all we know she's a queen show. That's the gags. I mean, that's not the gags. That's what the show is. So that's as far as we're going to broach the subject. All the semantics of what goes where.
Fair enough. Yeah.
After that gag, let's see.
You see, Edith, a man's home is his castle, and I'm the king. And I'm the queen, Archie. Well, you see, a king can only handle one queen at a time.
And also, in this scene, we just had Edith's setup line here of like, God loves everybody, Archie, including Beverly.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Enter Mike and Glory. The minute he says, the minute this is going on here, so Mike and Glory enter. What happens?
Well, we get a classic mistletoe trope for one. And then, let me see here. Sorry. Oh yeah, Archie's just bothered by it. Why are you always bothered by a simple show of affection, Archie? Because I hate it. I'm sorry, Dragon. I feel like Edith is the only voice in the show I could do even moderately well, and even that's questionable.
Because I hate it.
Because I hate it. Stifle.
So then,
anyways,
then Beverly descends downstairs in a suit. Mike almost didn't recognize him. I can't recall if in that second episode if we saw Beverly in the suit or not, because I think it's the first time to my recollection, the first time I've ever seen her outside the the costumes.
That's kind of a poignant way to kind of end out her character too. If the first time we see her outside of the dress, that's when they offer.
Yes, and I think it's also just adds more sadness. That's not just like a bullseye paint on her. It's paint on him. It's the fact that she's just
right. No, I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
Again, it just makes the cruelty even more compounding there. Mm-hmm. But let's see. So it's Beverly enters. Mike didn't recognize him. Archie loves the suit look. He loves the look of the suit. And again, we have kind of that big, I call it the helpful bigot kind of mentality with Archie, because again, he thinks he's more enlightened, where he is somewhat more enlightened than what he was, but at the same time, he thinks he's helping with these. So again, it's like no malice whatsoever in the comments, where he's saying, "Hey, keep it up, you can turn yourself around."
Right.
And again, in case anyone is offended by Archie, we have this beautiful photo where Michael just turns to him, gives him that look like, "Did you really just say that?" He says, "Don't give me that look."
Well, I mean, Archie has a great line. He's like, your problems could be much more easily solved than these liberals would have you believe. God.
So Edith, Edith defending her friend here, saying, well, again, very innocently, not like defending her, just saying, "I don't think she has a problem. She's a perfectly normal female impersonator."
Oh, why don't you wear that suit to Carnegie Hall? Well, no one would pay to see me in pants at Carnegie Hall.
Well, that's the trick of it. You learn, you spice up the act. Learn to play the violin.
Yeah, you're right. I do like that terminology, the helpful bigot, Dragon, because as you said, there's no malice in this.
Okay, let's see. So then Mike's, what does Mike offer to do?
Let's see. Mike offers to, he has to go out and get a new star for the tree, because the last one was just kind of, what was it, like copper wire or something like that? He needs a new star. Anyways.
Yes, Mike, because he eats the Addie's like, Mike eats constantly, and he's saying, "What happened to the old star? Did you eat it?" "Archie, it's glass, copper, and wire." "And you don't eat wire?"
Right.
Like, you eat everything, but apparently you don't eat wire now?
Mm-hmm. Okay, and, oh, God, really dark line in context. He's like, save the family name and walk way ahead of her.
Again, it kind of made me appreciate the episode more for how kind of again, that's the reality of death, folks, that you don't see it coming. You make a joke about it. Who knows?
Exactly.
So essentially, Mike's walking bed while he keeps going down the street to go to the store. So it's just walking them to a.
And Beverly, on her way out, her last line is just very playfully being manly, "Oh, Arch and I can watch the football game and have a couple beers on Christmas Day."
Yeah.
Arch just kind of bothered by, see how she changes a voice like that? It's unnatural, Edith. But again, really interesting subtext, the fact that the last time we see Beverly is kind of in that, kind of impersonating the manly mentality.
Yeah.
Anyways.
And, Gloria's pointing out, how Archie's, not really being right in that moment. And then Archie has kind of a fun little bit where he says, "Shouldn't you get over across the street before the baby's taken by gypsies?"
God.
It's just kind of absurd and funny. And then Sybil Gooley's there. That won't happen. Sybil Gooley's just Edith's friend, unseen friend. We may have seen her once or twice. The point is Edith's friend. Mm-hmm. Sybil Gooley always talks about her, so that's why it's more unseen than seen.
Right.
And she's watching Joey, and then she gives she gives Archie a gift, and Archie's saying, "I don't want no Christmas present." And says, It's not a Christmas present. So you didn't get me nothing then.
Great.
You can't win with Archie. You just can't. He's a walking Kobayashi Maru, folks. He's the unwinnable situation.
Yeah.
Yes, let's see. So she wants Archie
Here's
opens the
a
box.
big old Christmas trope right here.
Yes.
The Santa
Because we had
suit.
so we had mistletoe, we had decorations, we had performance around the holidays, and Santa suit.
Now, of course, we just talked about a hysterical Santa suit earlier with the Goldberg, so this is almost the exact same plot line, or at least the same setup. Anyways.
Yes, yes. So Archie does not want to be Santa Claus, and they want, instead of Mike being Santa, they want Archie to be Santa because he's got a big old belly.
Because you have a big belly and Mike doesn't. Oh, what happened to the days when kids were scared to death of their parents? All right. So then,
Basically,
so
basically
Gloria
she's
just starts screaming. Like, this is, just really funny acting right here. Just, oh, Daddy, please, please. I don't know. I don't have the exact line. She gets into a, just a really bad fit.
again, like that thing serves so well. She just kind of get into this thing where she just turns like this little kid almost, and with the extremely, she got the loud mouth from her father. That's the gag. That's why she can like kind of yell and cry. It's so loudly. It's going to make Archie's one of the
right.
Like, she's a perpetual baby in that respect. It's kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's see. So I'm just trying to oh yes, things are about to take a serious turn here, I think. So
yeah, Archie like reluctantly agrees. He's like, all right, fine.
there's this really funny line he has to Edith. He's like, touching the belly, and she says, "Don't touch me in the living room." He says no, and then we get the hysterical cries, and then okay, so all that comedy's going on there, and then and Barney Hefner, next door neighbor, just the next door neighbor. Barney enters. He's a semi-regular, I guess. Yeah, he enters with an urgent interruption. He kind of takes Archie outside the house. Really, of course, question raising. Raised a lot of questions. Like, what the heck's going on here? Archie's taken out front. There's snow covered to the snow covered porch. Like, it's cold out here, Barney. What do you want? Don't you know snowflakes are filled with germs? So he asks, "Is Mike in the house?" No. Oh no. Again, Barney. He's feeling like a sense of dread here for what he thinks is happening. It's just confirmed with that. Mike's not in the house. He says, Archie, two guys got mugged down the corner. One of them, someone said one looked a lot like Mike. And then, of course, then Edith and Gloria come out asking, "Well,
don't tell them what happened. Mike got mugged.
Mike got oh."
I'm sorry,
and of course, they're
struggling with these gags because a lot of the gags just rely so much on the timing between the actors, so it's not as funny when I'm just like reciting them verbatim. I don't know. I feel like I could have taken better notes here, but fortunately, I think we'll get better into the conversation once we go. Because, yeah, this is a very serious end to Act 1, like a dead serious end to Act 1.
We hear sirens, and we hear police and ambulances, and then, of course, every time I watch this, I always have this haunting bit in the episode. It's right here, where we hear, I want to say it's Gloria, I'm pretty sure it's Gloria. Gloria says, "Michael!" It's like the most serious, like, blood curdling Michael I've ever heard. Oh, that's the end. Again, Mike's been mugged. You don't know what the heck's going to happen to him. He's in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Then we cut back, and again we ease out from this like kind of the classic balance of kind of comedy and drama at the same time. We got the Michael in the hospital being visited by Gloria, and again it's a serious thing. It's just happening.
Mike, your arm, and your head.
We have Rob Reiner here just doing a perfect like double take with his eyes like, what this is terrifying. What is he doing here? Just
eyes.
Your arm, your head, your eyes. She's like going in all three. Gee, honey, thanks for coming down to cheer me up. Then she's kind of wailing, he's crying all over him. Again, very very coddling him, and she's coddling him in a way, and says, "Oh, first a mugging, now a drowning." Hey, he's keeping his humor up, which is always good. Keeping his humor up. Mm-hmm. So he's asking again. First thing Mike's asking when he's out of it, he's asking, "What about Beverly? What's the deal with Beverly? What's happening with her? He's still in the ER."
Mm-hmm. Then Mike again the story of how they they got jumped by. It sounded like a bunch of kids, right? Like I'm assuming like high schoolers, maybe
rotten kid, yeah, like that, like rotten teenagers.
And like as you said, like it's a great foreshadowing how Beverly steps in to defend Mike. Like she really takes the brunt of it. And then, like you said, Dragon, just the haunting bit of, like, oh, this kind of shakes me to the core a little bit, Dragon, this whole thing of,
yeah, one of them had a lead pipe. And it was going to be caved into Michael's head. And then
not just the lead pipe, though. Like you said, the fact that they picked up on what Beverly was, even though she wasn't wearing the dress, and that kind of just exploded into just, like a fit of bigotry with the lead pipe. It's, oh God, it's just a shocking development right there.
And again, I'm convinced that Beverly, tackled, on the rewatch, I'm convinced Beverly tackled that one that, saved Mike's life, because you kind of repaying what Archie did for him. Mm-hmm. And then in doing so, Beverly's then, basically, if they didn't know basically motivating why they're targeting him, then they absolutely knew during the fight at some point, hearing him speak possibly. I don't know. Either that or like the dress fell out during the fight, like in the bags, who knows. Mm-hmm. Basically, they gang up on him, and many people, including the lead pipe, they're taking it to Beverly. Oh, it's just described so horribly. It is. It's tragic. It really is. And again, we don't know we don't have the big reveal quite yet, but it's still brutal as is. And Gloria's then very affectionate, knowing that Michael was almost beaten as severely, and it's like, oh, I'm so glad you're okay. And she says she's getting really kind of Morticia Adams on him.
yeah.
Kissing him like he's Morticia Adams, like up the sleeve and up the sleeve and everything. And he stops her because he can't believe he's saying this, but he has a headache, and of course, beaten in the head, of course, has a headache.
right.
And here's the big kicker here.
Oh God! Oh Jesus!
He's asking for Mr. Bunker. Yeah, a little bit of comedy to throw you off the scent, which is brilliant from a storytelling.
Right.
Ask Barney, thinking he's Mr. Bunker. Are you kidding? Like, it's so insulting to think I'm Archie Bunker. Then he finds him. Then Mike's fine. So you're the Bunkers? Yes. Well, Michael's fine. Then they're asking, do you know who? Do you know any relatives, next of kin to Beverly LaSalle? Well, no. She's basically asking if they're related, if Beverly is related to them. Saying no. Says we're trying to locate her next of kin, and then of course Archie assumes, okay, what is some surgery or something going on? Like if she's getting the organ donation, kind of getting the okay life support, something like that. And then the doctor, it's so realistic and kind of not. It's like not mean. It's not over dramatic. Just so realistic.
No, not at all. That's kind of what makes the moment even more powerful. Is it's just very matter of factly. You know what I mean? And there's not even a big music sting to it or anything. It's just quiet.
He's afraid it's beyond that at this point. And then the doctor, Archie stands up and says, you don't mean. And the doctor says, he just died. Oh. And we end the scene on this impactful image here where Edith.
Dragon, this image just sent chills down my core, man. Oh, God.
Here you go. It's Edith. Edith starts off puzzled, and it goes from this puzzled expression to this, piecing it, like she's in shock. And it's kind of puzzled to shock to just crushed. That's kind of what she plays in this scene all in one bit. It's amazing. It's heartbreaking.
And from that point forward, we get very little comedy from Edith in the episode, who's usually like the big focal point of comic relief and and levity throughout the series.
Oh yeah, but I'm telling you, Dave, there are other episodes aside from the holiday ones where she can get like this, and there's so many memorable episodes of Edith when she gets like this.
All right, fair enough. I'm not too familiar with the show, so. Anyways, so yeah, we transition to Archie.
Silent.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
We've this silent transition to the tree there, so it's we're still haunted from the previous moment on to now we're back in the bunker house.
We get a little bit, like a tiny little morsel of comedy with Edith, still having the shell shock face as Archie's eating cereal, but it's played for laughs for like a moment before things get serious again.
Because Archie's basically making small talk about the cereal and about the sugar they put in the cereal these days, and he asks for her to pour more coffee, and she pours coffee, and in the coffee, nothing, empty. It's empty, and then she's again. She says, "Kind of weak, eh?" Yeah, there's nothing in this, and she says, "Sorry." And it's not even like a comedic sorry. It's just like a sorry. Just like, I'm sorry. I'll make some more. No. Again, Archie being a loving husband, no, don't trouble yourself. I'll do it. Mm-hmm. you should get dressed for church. Get dressed for church.
Mm-hmm.
Archie is alone to himself in the scene, just kind of
Read
and
the
Archie
back
when
of the
Edith's
cereal
not.
box.
Yes, when Edith's out of sorts, Archie is out of sorts too, because he can't just jump back to the way things are. And with that, we have like Archie in just a very uncomfortable place where he's just to himself, just kind of talking to himself, literally, just like reading the ad on the box. So here's some product placement for Christmas.
Oh God. Well, we're gonna have a way cooler product in the future, like coming soon in this episode. So,
oh yeah, looky, all you kids, realistic, full detailed, authentic scale reproduction, Space Shuttle Enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
Any 2 box tops and 50 cents.
Sounds like a quality
toy. I love that he's actually endorsing it there. Huh, quality toy.
Right.
Okay, Gloria.
Yeah, Gloria comes in. Let me see.
This is funny here with Gloria.
I'm sorry, I have what she says. I don't have the context for it because I'm bad at taking notes. Try and set it up.
Gloria enters. She asks her. She's kind of walking by, asking how things are, and seeing the coffee like on the side there, says, "You want some coffee?" Archie says, "No." "Well, I might need some." And she goes to pour herself some coffee, which of course, nothing. And then we have this hilarious deadpan delivery from Sally Struthers. "Why did you let me do that?" And then Archie's like, "I don't know."
Right.
Yeah, it's funny.
So Archie,
that's a gag Howard Hamlin would appreciate.
Oh God. So Archie's thinking about taking the suit back to the store, the Santa suit, because he just doesn't feel like ho-ho-hoing, he's just not in the mood after everything. I said no. Well, I said yes, and who are you going to listen to?
You. And then she puts the hat and beard on him.
Oh, God. And you're right. I love this dynamic, how it's like, of course, because Archie raised her and he's such a blowhard, she's going to be a blowhard in certain respects, too.
Yep.
Oh God.
And then the idea is they're going to turn this like the Santa thing into like, hey, you know what? Let's basically seeing it where Archie looks like with the beard and the Santa hat on there. Hey, let's give Edith a laugh. Let's just try to kind of get her in the holiday spirit a little bit. Let's kind of make her jovial because again, really big blow early in the week. You got to remember. I think another sad thing you got to keep in mind is it's very obvious, but still. I mean, Beverly, like Ian, she was about to have like her big moment in the sun. It's never going to.
Yeah, sure.
Like in Carnegie Hall, that show's canceled now. I mean, that's like all of her dreams building that moment. Not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. So, yes, try to give her a laugh. Then Archie's kind of laying on the Santa Claus, saying, "Oh, little girl, what do you want for Christmas?" Oh, and then he's trying to get in a little bit of a comedy mode there, and then Edith's bringing him down with this bit here. Oh, God, so. Beverly to be alive.
Oh God! Again, like no comedy from Edith whatsoever. It's just all just very, very, just very depressing.
And again, basically, it's kind of voicing what I was kind of laying out there, where she's saying that everything was going so good for him, and he was killed just because he was different.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So she leaves for church, and then Archie's just like, "Oh, geez, how many laughs are you going to get at an hour at church? We need to find a way to cheer her up."
But I also like the image of Gloria on the Santa lap. Just
right.
Yeah, let's see. So Archie, and then this is a nice bit. I like that we kind of end the episode essentially on this and the realization at the very end. But basically, I like that we kind of like take a couple minutes with Archie here to kind of see how he feels with Beverly here. That's kind of what this scene's about.
Mm-hmm.
So Archie, he's basically it's kind of the unenlightened processing of Beverly.
But this is what I'm saying about how Archie, like, for all his bigotry, like he's still not he's still not
a monster, right? He's never a monster.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like he's very comfortable talking about like Beverly, like what a nice girl she was, like he's very comfortable using those prefixes and suffixes and whatnot. And he's saying like, you don't know how to talk to those kind of people when they're alive because you don't, again, like with the suffix, the suffix thing with the transgenders. And then all of a sudden they die and they leave you hanging. It's just, oh man, that's, good stuff.
Yeah, yeah. And again, it's this idea of Archie. It's really the idea again, like what Archie's doing in the episode, where he's kind of making jokes about Beverly when he didn't realize again, like she was going to be, Beverly was going to be gone the next second. Well, going to be gone very shortly. Again, he would have kind of said some of these things he want. Basically, didn't. Sorry, Gloria calls him on like why is it why is it people don't say nice things about other people until after they die, and that's kind of what the point of the scene is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, Archie kind of like saying, she may have. I'm trying to figure this out here. I love this. I mean, Archie's kind of like stressing the qualities about Beverly. Sorry, there's a lot of work. I don't mean to glaze over a lot of this here. Is that we don't. Again, he doesn't really know how to. It's so much political correctness. You're not really sure how to approach a subject like that.
Kind of like how we're talking about it right now.
No. I'm not worried about that necessarily. But I'm more. That's kind of what Archie's.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Right. So let's see. Then basically, Archie's kind of taking it as like a lesson. He's kind of looking for what Archie's doing here. He's looking for a reason. He's kind of looking for a reason, like any lesson to take away from this. Which, of course, there is no lesson in this. That's kind of the message of the special.
Sure.
And what Archie's doing here is like the lesson to maybe we should should try hard to be the same as everyone else. Again, it's such an illogical lesson to show. Like again, there is no point to this. So life, basically make life easy for everyone. If everyone was the same, life would be easy for everyone. And again, he liked him. He liked Beverly at the same time. As Gloria's asking, what was Beverly a nice person? What did you think of her? He says, yeah, Beverly was nice. She was a nice fellow. Again, kind of a funny structuring of that line. She was a nice fellow.
Right. No matter how much she may have wanted to, she never laid a hand on me. And she had a nice pair of legs.
Yeah, and again, he's complimenting her, and of course, as Gloria points out, again, a little too late for that. But at the same time, Archie did have nice things to say about Beverly. He just never got a chance to say them, which is kind of the tragedy of the Archie Bunker character. Doesn't kind of get these moments until it's too late.
Mm-hmm. Gloria also points out, the whole thing of people always saying nice things about people after they die. And this is just such an adorable bit here. Like Archie's like, yeah, well, they're just scared that the dead people are listening in, and then Gloria's just like, ooh.
Always messing with her superstitions and bigotry of her father like that.
Right.
And then she says, someone's on the porch. I'm not falling for that. No, Daddy, there's someone on the porch. Mm-hmm. She drags Archie out of the chair hilariously. She has to balance herself to get him out of the chair. Then we see, and here's where we end kind of the first part here, is that he's dragged outside, and we see on the porch, it's Edith. It's like outside in the cold, just kind of sitting down.
Just very shell-shocked, just not responding to anything, just, pondering to herself.
Yeah, the idea is she was faking going to church, or she was like having second thoughts the minute she stepped out the door, and she's just kind of like contemplating life right now, where Edith says, I ain't going to church. Well, that's fine, Edith. You don't have to go today. He says, I don't know if I'm going to go tomorrow either. Maybe not next Sunday. Yes. Maybe not next Sunday either. Again, you put in a lot of time. You can miss a couple Sundays. That's fine.
Well, the way I feel today, I may never go to church ever. And
then, of course, Archie says, I hate to cross you and something like this, Edith, but someone should be there, represent the family in the eyes of God. Mm-hmm. Then Edith, let's see, again, Edith's not quite having it. So again, she exits the scene. Archie looks up and I didn't do nothing.
I almost kind of feel like that's a fourth wall break right there.
Well, no, I think he was talking to the big man.
Right, okay, yeah, but it's still...
Don't smite me. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything this time. It wasn't me.
Right. All right.
So we enter part 2.
Yeah, part two. So let's see. We start with Mike and Gloria playing with little Joey on this fire truck.
It's Christmas Day.
Yeah, Christmas Day. Right.
So Joey's on a little fire engine. The idea is he's been up, and they've been hoping that that Edith and Archie would come over. And the idea is it's going to take Archie a lot to get Edith over there today, so that's why they're running a little late. But also Joey got up really early. It's like one of his first Christmases, and he's just all jazzed about it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's getting tired, so they put him to bed. So Mike, essentially, this is funny. Mike kind of recaps in the writing here that, oh man, Edith's been really down lately. Just to cement it to the folks out there who may have missed last week.
Right.
Let's see. So they all go upstairs to put Joey to bed, and then the bunkers enter again. Very theatrical and kind of blocking here.
Mm-hmm.
Archie's singing Jingle Bells.
Kind of mentions the dumpy sleigh when he sees the state of the house, which I think is kind of unfair. You know, it's a nice looking house for me. There's nothing wrong with it. He's being a little harsh there.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's the meathead's house. He's always going to take shots at
Oh, look at that. Your son-in-law is all against cutting down trees, but then he goes and gets the biggest one in the parking lot.
Yep.
And, oh man, Edith just, again, folks, just not played for laughs at all.
She isn't in the right mood. She ain't in the right
to
mood.
get out of there.
And again, Archie's trying to help. And I love how caring, when the chips are down, Archie's always going to be helping Edith the best. You know, he truly loves this woman. He always does.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, Edith, tis the season to be jolly, so be jolly.
Mm-hmm.
She can't, and the Archie's trying to get her, you got to get over this, Edith. Yeah, and again, Archie, he's like, it's kind of the classic sitcom thing, like the husband's trying to help by saying something stupid.
Exactly.
Because he's saying, maybe, again, he's looking for reason in something where there is no reason, so it's a no-win situation, where he's saying, maybe he's lucky he lived as long as he did. Again, he could have been mugged by strangers and murdered by close friends ages ago.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not wrong, but at the same time, it's not helping.
Right.
New York again. He basically kind of censors he self-censors. He's not supposed to say gay. It's just I love the bigoted kind of the dumb logic of this, where he's saying, they in New York, they're an endangered species.
Right. Which I mean, when was the show, Dragon?
Should be in the 70s.
70s. Okay, so it was before the AIDS epidemic then, which is interesting to think about in the context of this episode, but I digress. That's just a little history footnote there. Anyways, I mean, I'm sure AIDS was a thing back then. It just wasn't as widespread. Like
it was probably in its very early beginnings.
Exactly. Right. And it wasn't like, like no one really knew about it like they did in the 80s. Anyways,
well, again, the endangered species, just for gays not being popular at that time.
Yeah, no, like I said, I just think the whole AIDS thing is like an interesting little, historical footnote in the context of this episode, where, it was a little bit forward thinking in that respect. You know what I mean?
Well, anyway, after Archie drops all that uplifting holiday, he's trying to bolster. Edith's
I just want you to be the same old Edith, say something like delightful, like all is right in the world.
Yeah, this is the irony of cheer up after saying all that stuff.
Right.
Cheer up. Then Edith, of course, Edith doesn't think God cares anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Which is sad. I mean, you feel Edith's going through a lot this episode.
Oh yeah.
Talk like that might get. And again, this is Archie kind of taking it's like they're bouncing off each other so well in this episode. Edith's bringing kind of the dramatic force here, and Archie's there's a dramatic undercurrent to his performance. At the same time, he's kind of rolling. He's trying to infuse some comedy. It's like kind of bouncing, like throwing a tennis ball against the wall and catching it.
That's a good analogy. We'll go with that. Sure.
So he's saying "Hey Edith, talk like that. You could get a thunderbolt, and the thunderbolt can miss. It can miss you and hit me."
Oh God. Right.
Anyway, so Mike and Gloria enter. Merry Christmas. The kid's sleeping, and then Archie's kind of questioning, "Why, the kid? Where's the kid?"
Every time I come over here, he's either in the bathtub or in bed or on the pot.
This is kind of a funny meta thing here, because again, in any sitcom, they have to write out kids as quickly as possible. So I mean, Joey, we've seen a kid here and there, but they have to. That's when everybody loves Raymond. It's only the the kids they exist as plot devices purely. They are not characters. They are simply plot devices.
That's a polite way to say it. Yes. Anyway.
It's essentially the same thing Joey here. Occasionally I have an episode, but it's not like Joey's not a character. He's just, hey, they have a kid.
Mm-hmm.
plot device. And they have to, Archie's saying, I never get to see this kid because we can't work with kids. That's why.
All right.
Later, okay, Arch? Later.
Yeah, so Gloria, oh man, she wants to show off the presents that she got from Mike. One is very tasteful. It's a new watch, but the other, let's just say it's very flattering on her. It's something that she's wearing that's very flattering on her figure.
It's very vavoom. It's a nightie.
Yeah.
It's a good looking nightie. But it's a nightie nonetheless. And any displays from his daughter, like, and there are times like she's been in swimsuits and stuff, just Archie can't stand it. It's just...
Didn't I teach you to be decent and ashamed of your body?
Oh, yeah. And of course...
didn't you bathe me when I was a baby, Daddy? Yeah, because everything was small.
Yep. I love he tells like the meathead to close his eyes. Close your eyes, meathead. That's kind of funny. Okay, let's see. Then Mike gives Edith a gift, but Edith's not really in a gift mood, so Gloria doesn't push the gift. So she says, "No, maybe not now, Michael. Hey, Edith, Mom, let's go to the kitchen." And basically, again, getting Edith out of the scene, so we have some.
Also, I like how she says we'll have a cup of coffee and say vicious things about the neighbors. Yeah. Like I like how in her own way, like Gloria's kind of like, oh, maybe some good old fashioned gossip will get Edith out of this funk.
Yeah. And this is, of course, we need to infuse as much comedy as we can in this dramatic story here. So we got a scene with Archie and Mike, and of course we start off a little bit dramatic, addressing I don't know what to do about Edith. I mean, I'm trying everything. She's really out of it. Basically, he's asking, well, what did you say to her? And Archie, again, bring us back to the comedy. Archie's saying, I sat down, Edith, and I said, Edith, darling, what is. And I said, Edith, darling, what was. And I said, is.
What's gonna be,
Edith
is gonna be.
Darling. And just Mike gives this puzzled expressions. But the son-in-law does not understand. Like, basically, she doesn't understand philosophy, and neither does my idiot son-in-law.
All right, so then Archie presents Mike with, here, go and wrap this for Joey. And Dragon, I gotta say, I love this toy. My God. So, folks, are you tired of Rock'em Sock'em Robots? Do you wish that Rock'em Sock'em Robots had kicking action and not just punching?
F yeah!
Well, then get Karate Men! It's not robots, it's full-on karate guys chopping each other. You got a dynamic range of movements. It's basically the same thing as Rock'em Sock'em Robots, but more sophisticated. Dragon, the thing I actually really like about the idea behind this toy is it's essentially a fighting video game in physical form. It's awesome. I love the aesthetic of this thing. Do you know if it's a real product or not? I'm kind of curious.
Well, I mean, I think I've seen something like this. I think that's where they got the idea from. I don't think it's real. I think it's like they probably took like some G.I. Joes or like something, and they they fashioned it somehow.
Okay. Because like I said, it's a very clever toy. Like I would love to have something like this. It looks like a lot of fun to play with.
I could have sworn that something like that existed, but I mean, again, maybe it's like they had like their own stamp of it, so they wouldn't get sued or have to use rights or anything.
Right. Okay.
Possibly, but yeah, definitely, I could buy it as like a knockoff of the Rock'em Sock'em Robots that was like made at a time. I could definitely buy it as like a real toy.
Right.
Like, hey, you like Rock'em Sock'em Robots? Do you like G.I. Joe? For the girls, do you like Ken? Would you like to see a more aggressive Ken? Well, you're in luck. Can Michael Keaton learn karate? You betcha. We have karate. We have Karate Men with not only karate chop action, uppercut action, and groin kicking power.
Yep, that's great.
Better put it on your list for the big man. Okay.
But Michael is none too thrilled about this. He's in fact very offended. You got this for Joey on Christmas?
Yes, Mike's an uber pacifist, just in case anyone's curious. So he's very, again, seemingly he's uninterested in this.
And then let's see.
Gloria.
Go ahead.
No, I take you to the Gloria thing. We have Gloria and Edith.
Sorry. So Gloria, she's gossiping about Sybil Gooley's sister's facelift. Everyone's like, "Oh, you see, Edith, that's funny. Yeah, that's what's the matter with you? Come on, laugh." I don't have the exact line.
When she sits down, her mouth opens. Basically, she's like held together by string.
Right. And then we get back onto the whole I ain't going to church thing.
Yep. So Archie is signaling. This is kind of funny. Archie's signaling to Mike. To Mike and Gloria. He's signaling to Mike and Gloria. And it's so well timed here how this is going. He's signaling them, to them to. They have no idea what it's so. Well, yeah, it's like he's signaling to them to leave the room essentially, and then they have no idea what it's like. They're going, what? they're so in the dark, and then of course Edith, like in plain view, she just kind of caught a glimpse of it, and she absolutely knows. She has Archie like the back of her hand. He wants you to
go into the kitchen so he can talk to me alone.
And they go, oh,
I don't know why you couldn't pick up on that. Even your mother picked up on that.
Yep, and they said they'll be in the kitchen and necking, and of course to get under. You just said to get under my skin.
All right. Come on, Edith. We got to figure out a way to square this beef between you and the Lord.
Yeah, Edith wants to go home, and I like this again, kind of like from almost like an improvisational thing here, where someone it's not improv per se, because I know I'm saying with like a rule in improv where it's like never say no. In this case, it's like someone wants to like in a scene, someone wants to leave the room,
right?
And your job is to say whatever it takes to keep them in the room.
Mm-hmm.
So as much as and still accomplish your goal. Archie wants her to go to church, but at the same time, he does not want her just to leave feeling like the same way she's been feeling, like just like shooting down the idea and leaving. Because no, at least stay here for the holidays. I don't want to put you off Christmas, but still want to get you out of your funk. Essentially, that's the kind of the driving force of the scene here. So all these various ways Archie is trying to kind of coerce her at the same time, keep her in the room.
Right.
Let's see. So they're gonna. Yes, he's doing whatever it takes to keep her in. Like, for example, what his first tactic, he says, open a gift from me. Open a gift from me. Let's see what I got you here. She opens a gift, and it's a fruit hat.
God.
Tiki, what's on that fruit hat?
Miranda fruit hat, but...
Women, do you need something sensible to wear around the holidays, especially with religious occasions of any variety? Do you need something that screams, not necessarily eat me, but boy, do I like fruit? Well, I got just the hat for you. It's the micro Carmen Miranda fruit hat.
Oh God, the micro Carmen Miranda. Oh God.
Complete with strawberries. You got all your fruit necessities here, folks. Sans the banana. You have strawberries. You have cherries. You have 2 kinds of grapes, not just 1 kind of grape. And to top it all off, like the bow or the cherry on top, a crab apple.
And then Edith just pops up. It looks delicious.
No. You're supposed to put it on. Like you basically ask her to. She wants her to put it on. She no, I don't want to put on this sweater. Again, it's like showing Archie he's a sweet guy underneath. Also, no, I'll put it on myself. You're gonna see how good it looks. You don't want to put it on. You don't want to wear it at church. Puts it on. Puts on the fruit hat. Looks silly and it's hilarious. It looks very pretty on you. If it looks pretty on me, it'll look okay on you. I love that. He's just giving himself like a fruit hat compliment at the same time. Kind of funny.
Yeah. So she doesn't want to go to church because she wouldn't know what to pray for anymore.
And Pete tries striking a bargain like, hey, if I wear this fruit hat, when I wear this fruit hat, you go to church. I'll go to church with you. You wear this hat, I'll go to church with you.
Let's see.
All right, so basically, for the sake of the family, say a few prayers just for the sake of the family. I can't think what to pray for. She's about to go home. He stops her again and says, okay, come on, one more present. This one isn't even for me. Here you go, open a present. Open a little red one. And she opens a little red one. This is a sad bit here. She opens a little red one. And
I could see this coming, but it was still effective. I was like, oh, God, I think I know what's about to happen. Yep, all right.
Opens a little scarf. And who's it from?
It's from Beverly LaSalle. Dragon, this is funny. I don't know if you caught this, but
I
kid you not. You can literally hear an audience member say, like, "Oh, wow."
Yeah, I heard that.
You heard that? I'm glad you heard that. Like, you know, the live audience is just so caught up in the emotion, you know, like, oh.
So here's what I'm waiting for. Like, if they ever did like kind of like a live audience type thing, these I don't know if they do live audiences anymore for sitcoms. I'm not sure if they do that anymore, but
yeah,
I'm not sure. But let's just say again, like it'd be hilarious if we got like a whole like a wave in a way, like a wave of people saying, "And me, and me, and me."
Oh God. Yep. Anyways.
Okay. So Edith, let's see, Edith, again, just so overcome with the emotions. And Archie realized he didn't know it was in the boxing game. He just feels like, oh no. He realizes like, oh boy, it's like this is crushing her. Edith leaves despite all Archie's pleas. Leaves out the door. Mike's entering, asking what's going on.
Edith just ran out on me.
We could, and of course,
just Rob Reiner, man. He just has such great facial expressions in this episode.
Only Carol O'Connor could like, can I say that line with a straight face, can convey the emotion in the scene while he's like she ran out on me while still wearing a fruit hat.
Right.
And then of course Mike taking a look at the fruit hat. May I have this dance? And then goes Archie, just kind of calling him here. So do you know what Archie says?
He says, let me tell you something about your jokes, but then I don't have exactly what he says about them.
Let me tell you something about your jokes. They never seem to have a point to them.
Right, point. Right. Anyways.
Yeah, then Archie leaves.
Yeah.
We're at the bunker house.
Yeah, this is like a day later, I'm assuming.
No, possibly. It could be. I could buy it as the same day, but I don't know.
Anyways, so this is a great scene. Like, Archie's kind of trying to goat Michael into playing Karate Man with him. Oh, you know, I don't care. I don't, you know, I'm going to whack the hell out of you guy anyways, even if you fight it back or not. I'm not going to play, Arch.
I just love this.
Whack.
He's just taking out his frustrations on Michael, like not playing the game for a very stupid reason. just like, hey, look, I'm beating you up. I'm beating your guy up. And then, of course, goading him into playing. And Archie gets his way, but still Mike wins. And he's like, yeah, look, I can win if I wanted to. I don't need to. It's so childish. Okay, we're getting some laughs in with this really dramatic episode, folks.
All right, so Gloria's singing a really butchered version of Deck the Halls, just completely missing the lyrics, and
well, no, she's like making it to making Christmas.
Oh, is that what she's doing? All right, fair enough.
It makes me think it might be on the same day because I think it's like later in the day they're doing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Anyway, yeah, she's like styling it towards like, and hey, making the turkey and just working it.
And she realizes there's no dressing in the turkey.
I love that. I love this kind of like you're kind of the stirrups kind of shot of this, like looking up the turkey legs.
Right. Oh God! Hey Mom, have you ever seen my imitation of a buck-toothed fish? Oh Gloria, you're trying so hard to make me laugh, but it just ain't working.
It's a shame because I've seen her laugh when Gloria does stuff like that before. It's like, oh man, she's really not having any of it.
Right. So
it's dinner time. And just we hear like kind of the grumblings of the game, like, "Oh, Archie, you're a sore loser."
Yep.
Mike wants a piece of the unblessed bird. Before they say grace, of course, this grace is a very pivotal part of the episode.
Of course. Edith kind of like tries to flee from the kitchen, like, I forgot the cranberries.
As Archie's getting and saying grace here, and he wants Edith to stay, and hopefully can I goad her into it a little bit. Mm-hmm. She keeps trying to find an excuse to leave. Says, "Oh Lord, a bunker here." Here again, and my poor wife. My poor wife is she's resisting, like not resisting, but she's basically, she's like, I know you and my wife are having some trouble right now. Mm-hmm. But the Lord and of course Edith's like trying to get out of the room, especially when she's kind of focused on
the Lord and me don't give a damn about cranberries.
Then Edith just can't. I can't, Archie. And she leaves to the kitchen. And then we have this beautiful. Oh man, there's the heart film. This is kind of our Joe Barry moment here.
This is the Rob Reiner Emmy moment right here, folks.
It's kind of like it's kind of like Joe and Barry from the Flash episode here.
Right, it kind of is. Yes, I can see that.
So Mike chases Edith into the kitchen, and of course I like that. I like the challenge that is posed to Mike going into the scene where Archie kind of poses, "What good's an atheist going to do that we couldn't?" Mm-hmm. So then again, the challenge is on Mike. Yeah, I was really wondering. Not this. I've seen it the very first time I saw it back, and I was like, "How the heck is Mike going to pull this off?"
Sure.
So Mike and Edith have a scene together. Take us through.
Yeah, Edith's just apologizing for spoiling Christmas. Let's see. She's mad at God. She thinks, oh, Ma, you think God's responsible for killing Beverly? Well, yeah, because Beverly was killed because of what he was, and we're all supposed to be God's children.
Well, I like that she's not. I'm sorry, Dave, I have to correct you on this slightly. Is that she says she doesn't know, and that the fact that again,
you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't know how to feel, and she's lost faith. Hey, and so she's lost faith in God. She can't like
Sure.
Also, there's also a really fun quick gag where says, Mike says he's not hungry after you can kind of the holiday kind of vibe going on here, and that's a big shock to Edith. They get a little bit of comedy in all this drama she's laying out.
Right.
You can't depend on nothing no more because he's always eating. So yes, then I love this. To me, was beautiful in the writing here. Mike equates it to something very relatable. It says, "Just this doesn't make sense to her again because it's a very senseless act that has occurred to Beverly. This doesn't make any sense." And Mike gives this beautiful analogy where he says, "Have you ever had a subject in school? Ma, have you ever had a subject in school? Algebra. I hated algebra.
I can relate to that.
Hates math. Come on."
Oh, fuck algebra. Anyways.
Algebra, I hated it, so I dropped it. And of course, but you didn't drop out of school, did you? No. And then, of course, Mike, he lays it on right here. Where this is the Emmy right here. You can see the reflection. It's like the reflection of the Emmy is on the wall. Exactly. You can find it in a dark room.
Oh, God.
He says, to understand everything all at once. Maybe a little bit at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Me is, I don't understand nothing. Again, Edith really kind of taking a shot at herself there. Again, she's always the gag with Edith, the perpetual gag with Edith is that she's slow in the uptake. That's the joke. And again, we see kind of some real, some real character depth done with that here.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
And nothing. That's not true. You understand plenty. And if there is a God, understanding people he's ever made. We need you.
Yeah.
Just like such an awe moment when she's like holding his hand. Oh, it's beautiful.
Kisses her on the cheek.
Yeah. Again, he leaves Edith, so he's re-entering the room, and we have this again a little bit of comedy because he can't end it all. Yeah, that has comedy and hope within the song. Mm-hmm. So Mike enters. Are you eating? Well, and they're both like, while they're getting food, like almost have like food in their mouths. Archie and Gloria says, "We figure we better go ahead." Then Edith enters and she asks the same question. She says, "Well," and now Mike's joining in. "Well, we figured we better go ahead."
Right.
Then, oh man, just the way she sells us here. Did you finish saying grace?
Yeah, that's great. That's such a good, natural wrap up to her arc. You know what I mean? It's like it says so much with so little.
Yeah, but then, of course, Archie's saying, "Well, I just figured nobody cared." Again, based on what Edith's been saying out there. Then Edith says grace. You want to do it?
Sure, I think I have it word for word. Yeah.
So what's Edith's grace?
Dear God, bunker here. That's like the first big joke we get from Edith the whole episode since the big event. Yeah. So that's a good release. I'm sorry that I can't understand all at once, but I am thankful for Mike and Gloria and Joey. We just get Just Archie is just.
This is so well edited because basically she's gonna list off like a whole bunch of like neighbors and other people. Basically,
Edith, I think
Archie's
you're forgetting something. It's Simple Cooley. Edith, I think you're forgetting something. Oh, and Archie, and Uncle Pat, and Henrietta, and Joey, and Marty, and Dr. Shapiro, and Mrs. Shapiro.
Keeps going into, and Archie then just says, "Amen, amen." Like, okay, we got it. Then she keeps going with it because like she's back, like Edith's back, and she's back better.
Right.
Gloria signals while that's going on. Like she warns Archie about the dressing. Like, hey, there's no dressing. He looks into the thing. Like, oh god, there's no dressing.
Yeah,
and that's the end of the episode.
All right. So, Dragon, you want to do final thoughts on this, or do you want to go through all? Since it's the end of Christmas in July, do you want to go through all 12 and then end up on our final thoughts on this?
Well, let's do final thoughts on this. Then we'll go through 12. Okay. And we'll do tropes.
Got it. So, yeah, I mean, this is just a fantastic piece of television right here. It really is. Just the acting is so on point. The comedic timing is there. Just the balance between the comedy and the drama is just, it's like a tight wire act, right? It's like a perfectly timed tight wire act of comedy and drama. You just have these really heart-wrenching scenes, these just gasp-worthy moments that even the studio audience was, so emotionally invested in that you could hear the studio audience get involved in the story. And it's just, like I said, it's a fantastic piece of television. I think it ranks up there with the likes of the Lou Grant Show for just one of the most emotionally impactful Christmas in Julys we've done. Dragon, I got to admit, I was kind of skeptical doing an All in the Family again for a season finale of Christmas in July, but this really sold it. It was a just fantastic choice. Just, so good. Give it all the Emmys, just all of them.
Oh, yes, this one's
show host, All in the Family. Anyways.
Yep, just because.
Right. All right.
Oh, I tell you, this episode's it's a great one. It's absolutely All in the Family again. It's famous for like having the great emotional standout episodes, and this is always a biggie. It's always kind of like everyone remembers like the Beverly South characters for like kind of that great kind of like the reveal of like kind of tackling kind of the taboo subject matter of the time. And this is like kind of that great kind of serious finale to that. And then again, like you go down All in the Family and kind of you go forward in the episodes, and amazingly, I'm not saying the seasons are all the same because again we have to change things up as the times change. Again, there's spin-offs and we have to adapt and everything as we go forward in the All in the Family series. But at the same time, as an episode that has like these emotions and these moments all throughout it.
Sure.
Give it all the credit in the world for. I mean, Norman Lear is one of the most brilliant. Again, I encourage everyone. There's a documentary on Netflix about Norman Lear. I encourage everyone to watch it. But again, if you want to fully appreciate that and like all the brilliance of this show, Norman Lear is always the guy responsible for having the guts to, you know what, let's kill off a character around a holiday special. Not only that, we're going to have logical aftermath. Someone who's our most uplifting, upbeat character who loves everyone. Again, one of the most like an angel of a character. If we have an angel of a character, and let's just like make her lose faith in God. Let's make her lose the angel of the show loses faith in the big guy up there after this injustice happens, and she's just downtrodden. And we're gonna like kind of have the hope of Christmas kind of bring her out of that. Mm-hmm. Amazing episode. It kind of speaks for itself in many ways, but again, very very strong one.
All right. So, Dragon, let's quickly go through the advent calendar of the 12 days of Christmas in July and give our, just a sentence or two, kind of summing up our feelings on all of these. So, let's see. Invader Zim. Honestly, a little bit of a mixed bag to start out with.
Wasn't that a strong start?
Yeah, we did that mostly for Sandy Claus because he's a big Zim fan. I'm just kind of sad that we're kind of the well's running dry on classic Nickelodeon Christmas specials. But fortunately, we got back on our feet with Garfield, which that's got to be the best Christmas in July special we've ever done. I mean, Jesus, that was so good.
I'll say, you know what? I might just I think it might be. Yeah, I think it's collectively a favorite this season. It's still a favorite. It's getting to the end of it here. Yeah, it's the favorite.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy, that was pretty fun. You know, that was a nice kind of romp through the role of the movie and the time of the holidays. A good play on the Christmas story. You know, some good meta humor there, or Christmas Carol, I should say, rather.
Products, well, we had the umbrella tree and we have Groot's sleigh.
Right, right. Of course, the Goldbergs introduced the candy, the peppermint J's. Dragon, I gotta say, if we have a second favorite, the Goldbergs is probably it for me. The Goldbergs really stole the show. I definitely want to check out more of that show.
I think you missed one, Matlock.
Right. I'm sorry. Matlock as well. You know, of course, my ignorance at loving the Andy Griffith show and not realizing that Andy Griffith played Matlock. Bryan Cranston, of course, in that episode. That episode was fine. It was a tad bit dated. It was a bit, you know, like not the most well structured. It was good. Like I said, I really fell in love with the Goldbergs. Like I just thought that episode was super, just really funny and really clever. Beverly Goldberg is just radiates Formiga.
You're getting the Formiga of the next generation.
Oh yeah. And then 13 Reasons Why. Yours was okay, Dragon. Yours was solid. The less said about my 13 Days of Christmas pitch, the better. Of course, Courage the Nutcracker. Really stretching for tropes on that one. Really stretching for the Christmas. But it was, you know, it was a fun exercise at the very least.
Well, let's not forget the product that came out of that one.
Oh, yes. The tuba putter, of course. Let's see. We had the Santa mask. Dragon, I think you enjoyed that one a little bit more than I did. Like, I thought it was really fun. It just, like, it was almost like a little too fast-paced for my taste. There were almost too many jokes in that one. But, I mean, you know, for what it was pretty fun. Of course, the Flash, you know, like, I need my Barry Allen. That's all I got.
I gotta tell you, you know what? Garfield's the favorite. That one might be my second favorite. I really love talking about the Flash one.
That was a lot of fun to talk about, for sure. Mary Tyler Moore, not quite as strong.
Grandma Esther's famous eggnog.
Right. Got it. Mary Tyler Moore, not quite as strong as the one we talked about last year, but still a lot of fun. Good dynamics there. Good character interactions. Spider-Man, oh my God, Dragon! So many Easter eggs, so many crazy ideas came out of that one. Yep. And then finally, All in the Family. Just one of the best ones we've ever done. So solid year all around.
Yeah. And Karate Man.
Karate Man. Yeah. All right, Dragon. So of course, through all these specials, our goal has been to take a look at the tropes, even when there are no tropes. In the case of Courage, you know, kind of really get down in there and examine underneath the wrapping paper, like what makes these specials tick.
What tropes do we have with All in the Family?
Oh, God, I'm sorry. You're right. I'm kind of jumping ahead because I'm a little bit worried on the timing here, but I don't know. Kick us off, Dragon. Of course, we have the Crisis of Faith, which is a trope unto itself.
Yes, we have Death Around the Holidays.
Right. Just general Christmas carols and singing and whatnot. Christmas
dinner.
Mistletoe, Christmas dinner. Yes.
The botched Christmas dinner.
Yes. Awesome Christmas products with the Karate Men.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. The grandparents visiting the kids around Christmas.
Sure.
It's Santa suit.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Reluctant Santa in a Santa suit.
Snow. We had snow on the porch.
Sure.
I think it's good.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, Dragon. So tropes and whatnot. Yeah, it's what we like to do with the wrapping paper. We're, you know, so on and so forth.
And Tiki, I tell you, we've reached the end. But you know what, Tiki? We can't, as scientists of pop culture in a way, we in good conscience cannot end this. Tiki, we can't end this until we answer a very simple question that we've been racking our brains for 12 episodes at this point. We can't end it. I mean, I'm unwilling to end it until we answer a question. We've had all these wonderful moments. We've deconstructed these 12 specials so well. I mean, we've gone through it. We've gone through it, broken it down. We have like Grandmaster's famous eggnog. We have these wonderful little moments. We've had some good times. We've had some less fantastical times. We've had all of these moments, all these warm and fuzzy moments going through these specials. We've had all the perfection of the Christmas special with Garfield. We've had with the Christmas in July special with Garfield. We've had all of this, and it's just Tiki. It's bothering me so. It's like Jack Skellington unable to figure out what does it mean. What does it mean? I can't end this without knowing. If we only had a term, Tiki, we can't end this year without having a term for discovering what the pattern is, for discovering what the pattern is, discovering what makes all of these holiday specials work. Tiki, we're not going to end it until you have to help us here, Tiki. You have to help us end this special. Otherwise, we're going to keep it going for another hour. You have to tell us.
Please don't.
What is the proper terminology for this process of ours that we've dedicated 3 seasons to, now 4? If you can end it.
I believe it's putting the mistletoe underneath the microscope. Next time on Christmas in July. Next season on Christmas in July, I should say. Yes. La 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 la.